plan. So hopefully everybody has had some time to get some of those smart plans going for nurturing your leads over time. Today is focusing on some of the marketing tools that you have access in Chime, that you have access to in Chime that most people don't even know that you have access to. So we're going to go over all of the fun stuff. My name's Ariel, here for team trainings. You have the support team for your point of contact. They're available by chat, email, phone call. Agenda for today, we're going to start by going over the listing discoveries tab, show you some things there. Then we'll look at the social studio and design center. We'll talk about open house forms and text codes. And we'll have time for Q&A, but if you have any questions, definitely just stop me. I don't mind, or you can pop them in the chat and I'll address them along the way. This will be recorded. I'll send it over to Evo to send to the team.
Awesome.
Where is, oh my gosh, I forgot her name all of a sudden.
Leslie?
Leslie, thank you. Where's Leslie?
She might not, I didn't see her this morning. I think she was sick yesterday. Wasn't feeling too well, so I think she didn't come in today.
Oh man, okay. Well, hopefully.
I think her baby girl is turned 21 years old today, and she's focusing in on
That's
that.
probably true too. Yeah, I think I saw something about that.
She put that on Facebook this morning, and I went, wow, cool. I know my wife would be all over her baby turning 21.
Well, hopefully she's having a good time.
That's a shopping day. That's a nail day, a foot day, an expensive day for Dad.
Fun day for us, yeah. All right.
Yes.
Well, let's see. So I pulled up the demo account, and first thing I always like to highlight is the question mark icon. If you ever get stuck with anything, check the help center. We're going to be bouncing around today, so if you need more details about a certain spot that and you want more details, check the help center first. And if you still need help, you can chat with support, submit a ticket, or give them a call, just so you have your resources there. Let's start by looking at listings. So listings, if you ever see a red dot by your listings button here, that means you have new listings on the market today. So I'm going to click into that. Oh. And you're going to see we have my listings, team listings from the brokerage, and all listings from the MLS. You'll notice here, I'm going to go to all listings from the MLS to start. There's a map view like we're looking at now, or there is a list view that you can toggle on and off here. I like the list view better just because it gives me some more information at a quick glance, but totally up to you. You can save hot sheets when you're doing searches for your clients. So for example, let's say I have a client that is looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and they want a fireplace. I can use this more filters button here and find all those homes. And you can, of course, look up the city and zip code or a neighborhood. This one is connected to the San Francisco MLS, so I'll just choose that neighborhood here. And what you can do here, let's say you're looking for this particular search for a particular client every day. Rather than going in and selecting all these parameters, you can actually save a hot sheet for quick access. So for example, this is for my client, Mike. So this is Mike's picks. So I could save this hot sheet, and then I can easily just come in here now and just click on my hot sheet here so that I can find all of those picks without having to click on all these parameters, right? So there's a few hot sheets here that are already created for you, like new listings, back on market, and price reduced. These 3 should already be in your system, but you can create a hot sheet for anything, just like for a client, like we just did, or maybe you look at golf course homes often and you want to save a hot sheet for that, or within certain price ranges, whatever you want. The hot sheets you can create just by clicking that add a sheet button. And if you do want to reorder these, you can click the settings wheel here to reorder them for quick access view. Now, so let's look at some of these pics here. It's loading. So of course we have the address. And if I were to share this home with one of my clients, they're going to be taken to the listing detail page. So I'll click on this just so you can see what that looks like. When you send this listing to a lead, they get this page here. And of course, yours isn't going to say sample in the back. This is just my demo account, but it'll have the photos, of course, details from the MLS about the home. There's call to action buttons here too for the lead that they can click on to schedule a tour, for example. Market trends, a little form here, similar homes. If they click on this, they can continue their search, the search on your website. So just so you can see what that's like when you do share this. But of course, you have the address, the list price, you have the MLS status. So it's an active status right now. And if I click on these 3 dots, you can get more info from the MLS about that particular home. But what I think is the most impactful part here is the buyer matching column. So the system's going to be able to find the leads that are in your database that are a good fit for this home. So for example, let me click on this one here. I have leads here that have used search criteria that are similar to this home. So Randy, when he came to my website and registered, he looked for homes with similar search criteria. So the system recognizes that and puts it in this buyer matching column. So this is a really useful section because you can just come in here, find new listings on the market, see who's already a good fit in your database for that new listing, and then you can send that listing to them in an email or a text. I did this training recently, and one of the agents was saying that they were using this column to text the new listings to their leads, and they were getting good responses back, if I could talk. So it would say, hi, leads first name. I noticed this property matches your search, and then it gives a link to that listing detail page. Feel free to call me at blah, blah, blah. And you can, of course, edit the verbiage here, but this is the verbiage that we provide for you by default. But definitely utilize this column, and you can send it by email or text, but he was saying he was getting good responses by text specifically. And if you hover over the criteria, you can see what that client, like Randy, he searched for 1+1 bath. And that's why this was a good fit for him. Okay, so buyer matching column. Then we have the action section here where you can send the listing to a lead if you want to type in their name and find them in your database. Just another way to send it to them by text or email. You can create a text code for this listing. I'll go over this in more detail in another section because there's a whole nother area for this, but this is one way to do it. So basically you can create a code as long as you have a call package in Chime. You can create a code, let's say hello. And when the lead texts hello to your number, they will get this auto reply message back. So hello, they'll text hello, they'll get this message that says, thanks for reaching out, I'll be in touch with you shortly. And then it gives a link to the listing detail page. This I've seen used on front yard signage. So that could be useful. Sending to leads text codes. You can also create a CMA from here. We'll come back to that. And you can also post this on social media, and we'll come back to that too. You also have the listing agent. If you need to get in touch with them, as long as we have their contact info, you can text them or give them a call. Lead activities. This will show how many views this listing has got. how many saved searches, scheduled showings. So these numbers here will give you an idea of how hot that listing is. And then updated time, this is the last time it was updated from the MLS. Okay, so listings here. Now let's hop into my listings, because since they're your own listings, we are going to provide some suggested actions that you can take to help promote your listing. So we call this smart listings. Anytime you see smart listings, it just refers to your own listings here. Let me see if I have a good example. Okay, so for this listing here, I'm just going to click Manage Listing. And it brings us here to the listing pipeline. So as you move the listing through this pipeline, you're going to get a different set of suggested actions that you can take to help with promoting your listing. So for example, if it's now just listed, I can move it here, and you'll get a different set of suggested actions you can take here. So I'll go through some of these. Let's say you want to create a just listed flyer. You could click on this, and it's going to provide some design templates that you can use. Templates are all included in your platform. So you can send these flyers out by email or text, or put them on social media, whatever you want there. You can post this listing on social media. We'll come back to that. Text code, you can do the same thing. You'll notice in Chime, there's a few ways to get to the same screen. This is just another way to do a text code. You could create a listing video. We used to limit these just to 1 a month, but with our last update, these are now unlimited for you. So what this is you can take 6 photos from the MLS. I don't have enough for this particular example, but those photos would show up here, and you could click on 6 photos, and it's going to blend the photos into a short little video that you can use for promotional purposes. I actually have an example of what that looks like. So it'll take those 6 photos and it blends them into a cute little video. I don't know if you can hear the music, but there's some music to it too.
Now with that, is it gonna say Chime on it like that, or will it say like your information?
Good question. It says your brand or your company. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. I'm like, what is the word I'm looking for? I've had back-to-back training, so my brain's like walking out. Yes, thank you. Your company will be here.
Okay, perfect.
Good question. So yep, 6 photos, press create, it'll get that video created. And then you can use that to promote.
You can send that out to everybody, right?
Yeah, you can send it on like a social media.
So you have 10 people that are interested in that home, or you're searching for that home. They can be sent that video all in one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. We just released this, so it's one of our newer.
I was gonna say, I was like, I hadn't seen that before.
That's unlimited, right? Unlimited video.
Yeah, it used to be 1 a month, and now with our last update, they're calling it unlimited, but technically I think it's 10 videos a day. But if you're doing 10 a day, then you're probably doing too much anyways.
Yeah, you're way too busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Get an assistant.
Right, so it's unlimited, I guess we'll call it. But yeah, that one's new feature. Check out the help center too if you want to get some more details about that. There's even more. But listing videos, let's see, promote to social media. Oh, if you want to run an ad campaign, you can click on this, and this is a paid ad campaign. So this is for if you have like a big listing and you want to get some more views on your Facebook and Instagram, you can come here. I know a lot of agents use this for basic promotion, And you can put in how much you want to pay, and it'll tell you how much, how many views that you'll get on Facebook and Instagram. So that's there for you. There's so much you can do here. You can send a seller report. So this is one of our newer reports too. I'm not sure if we talked about it in a previous training, so I'll go into this. You can create this report for your seller, the listing from your seller. Where is that example? I don't know why that one didn't show up. Hold on a second. Let me see if I have a better example. Sometimes with our demo account, since we're not really a real account, there's weird things that happen. Let me try this one. Okay, so this is what it would look like if you sent this report to the seller. It's going to show the seller how many views their listing detail page got. So it'll show them how much traffic you're driving to their page to help promote their listing. It'll show them how many potential buyers that you already have in your database that are a good fit for this listing. And it shows the seller how many engaged buyers you have. So maybe these are people that already requested a showing or viewed the listing multiple times. So this part here is really useful. And then it also breaks it down by page views by dates. So you can see there's a huge spike here in views on their page. So they can see how much traffic you're driving. And then it will show them listing activities. I wish I had a better example again. That one didn't show it. Sorry guys, 1 second here. Maybe this one has it. Okay. So on the very bottom, it shows them what you've been doing in Chime to promote their listing. So maybe you created a social media post. Maybe you hosted an open house. It'll show them how many leads you gathered from the open house. You created a text code. You created landing pages. It shows them everything you've been doing in Chime to help promote that listing. And you can have this report go out immediately, or if you want, you can have it be a weekly report. So I know I brought this up to a team recently, and they were saying that they were going to use this report for like a price reduction conversation. If you need to go down in price, you can show them, what you've been doing, and then you can have that price reduction conversation. So that's a newer report to check out. You can also create a transaction from here. We're going to have a transaction training at another time, so we'll come back to that. Same thing with the offer link. This here is the same thing as the buyer matching column. So if I had leads in my database that were a good match for this listing, they would show here. Listing activities just shows you a timeline of what you've been doing with that listing. But as you move it through this listing pipeline, it gives you a different set of suggested actions. So if I was on market, there's the actions that you can take based off of where you are. So you really don't have to use this, but I definitely recommend using it so that you can, see what makes sense for where you are with that listing there. What questions, do we have any questions about listings before we go into some of the marketing tools?
I was going to ask, well, I guess if you're going to go, are you going to go over the marketing tools for the listings?
We're going to go over Design Center, Social Studio.
Okay, never mind. That was my questions.
Okay, it's coming. All right. Cool. Let me know if you have any questions about listings. We're going to hop into the campaigns tab next. And let's look at some of these tools here. Let's start with the Design Center. So in our last training, we looked at how you can incorporate a design into a smart plan. Like we looked at a home anniversary image, and every year on their close date, you can send them that home anniversary image saying happy home anniversary. But there's a bunch of templates for you to use. Just listed, let's see, what else do we have here? Birthdays. You'll notice that these designs are updated from time to time around the holidays. So we just had New Year's, so there's some New Year templates for you to look at, holiday templates. And you can use these templates on business cards, letters, social media posts. These are some suggestions here for you. You can also, if you wanted to upload a design, let's say you created one in Canva and you want to use that one instead, you can upload it from here. You can create a new design just from scratch from this one. If you ever save a design and need to come back to it later, they'll be found in this My Designs section here. And then the brand kit, this is where we're pulling all of your contact info onto your designs. So for example, let's say I want to create a just listed postcard. I'll select that. And we have all of our templates loading. So you can poke through here, see which ones you like. Let's say I like this one. I'll press preview. And you can get a preview of the front side and the back side. And if you want to edit it further, you can by pressing edit. And because it's a just listed flyer that I selected, it's asking for the home's address. So put in the home's address and I don't know, I'm just clicking on a random home, but you'll refresh your design and it's going to pull a photo from the MLS to your design here. From here, you can download the design. You can send it in a text or an email. All of that, these designs are all included in your platform, of course. But if you do want to send out physical mail, you'll get pricing for, if you want to send out postcards. Of course, there's going to be a cost associated with the physical mail part, but you'll just click on send mail and you can enter the leads' names or addresses for where you want to send that to. But other than that, you can absolutely send these in text and emails now with no cost, of course. If I want to edit this further, I can press advanced edit here. And it brings us to this editing screen. I could, adjust the verbiage or, move boxes around. If I want to add more text, I can, or photos from the MLS. If I want different photos, just look up for the address. There's options for elements, so shapes and lines and icons and logos, all of that here for you to help edit. If I wanted to edit the back side of this, I can use the arrows here and here's the back side, the rock. But yeah, if I need to change the phone number or something here, put some dots in there. Just edit it as you see fit. And if you need to add additional pages, you can press the plus sign here. Same thing here, you could download it from this screen. You can use the three dots here and, sorry, there's a box in my way. You can email it, text it, download it, save it to a folder and come back to it later, like we looked at a second ago. You can post it on social media from here. Or if you have a website you want and you need the HTML code, you can get that here too, to embed it on another site. Okay, so same thing here too. If you press checkout, you'll get pricing for postcards if you need to send out any physical mail. So if you haven't already, poke through the birthdays and holidays and get some going for those and home anniversaries. We're going to hop into the Social Studio next. I'm going to click into that. We're all over the place today. Okay, I think my Wi-Fi is going slow. Here we go. So Social Studio, this is where you're going to connect your social media platforms, and you can post listings or landing pages. So let me show you here. We have the calendar, and it's going to show us if we have any scheduled posts going out. So it looks like we had one today, one tomorrow's going out. Looks like we had posts go out earlier this week. And if I expand this calendar, I can see even more. Looks like we had some posts go out last week too, previous weeks, some more scheduled out. I'm going to click on a previous post here because you're going to be able to get an engagement report. By clicking on these little 3 dots, there's this view button. And it shows you how many impressions and clicks and engaged leads you got on your different connected platforms. I don't have data here because it's demo, but you would have data here. So this is good to look at to see which platforms might be working best for you or how many leads you got from a particular post. I'm going to minimize my calendar here. You're going to see the scheduled posts on this screen too. We scroll down. We do provide some suggested posts that you can poke through here too. But to create one, you're going to press create a post up here. And you'll have these 4 options. So listings, blogs, landing pages, and custom posts. I'll go through each of these. Let's say you want to promote a listing. I'm going to click on that. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you how to connect your platforms. Sorry. So let's start there. There's connect button up in the top right. And here's the different platforms you can connect. You can connect your Facebook business page, your Instagram business account, Twitter account, LinkedIn profile, and Google business profile. So what you'll do is just press connect, and it's going to ask for your login credentials to connect. Just so you're aware, this is something that's constantly improving. So in a future update, I know we're going to have YouTube and TikTok. So for all you TikTokers, coming soon. But I'll press back here. So that's the first thing you want to do is just connect your social media platforms, of course. Then when you are ready to create a post, press create a post here. And let's look at listings first. My computer's going slow today. Sorry, guys, 1 second. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or my computer or what. Well, you can promote your own listings, team listings, or listings from MLS. One thing to know about team listings and listings from the MLS, you technically do have to have permissions from the listing agent in order to promote other people's listings. So there's just a little checkbox that you'll just have to check that says you've obtained the permissions from the listing agent. We're not going to hunt you down, but that's an MLS compliance thing. So just be mindful of that if you are promoting someone else's listing.
Harmless police.
But for your own listings, of course, you don't have that checkbox. Of course, they're your own listings. You can promote whatever you want. So you have your active listings or your sold listings. I'm just going to click on one of these listings here, random one, and press next. We're going to provide some verbiage for you, but so you can certainly edit the verbiage how you'd like. So it's going to have the listing address here, and then there's going to be a link to your listing detail page in this post. And I definitely recommend keeping the listing detail page link because the whole purpose is to drive traffic to your site and capture more leads, right? So definitely leave the link there, but you can certainly edit the verbiage here if you want to. On the right-hand side, you're going to see a preview for each of these posts. So Facebook, we have this post, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google My Business. Let's say I didn't want this to go out on the Google business. I could just uncheck that here and it will just go to the other connected platforms. You can add more images here or delete images with the X. This is also another way to generate that listing video that we were looking at. If you press the plus sign here, you'll be able to select the images and generate a listing video the same way that we looked at in the listings menu. It's just another way to do that. Okay, so with this post, you can post it now, or if you press edit, you can schedule the post out. So if I wanted this to go out next Thursday instead, I could do that at a certain time, you know, and just press apply. And then you'll schedule the post out. Okay, so all of this is included in your platform to post on social media or schedule the post out. I'm going to kind of pivot because there is a pro version of Social Studio, and essentially it's just extra features within here that you can use. So with the pro version, it's an add-on and it's, I think, $19 a month. So pretty competitive to other platforms that manage your posts. But just so you know what's included with the pro version, so everything I just showed you is already included. You can schedule posts out, post now, connect your platforms. But with the pro version, you'll get a few other things. You have the ability to boost posts with the pro version, and what that means is just getting more visibility on your posts. You also have the ability to auto post with listing status changes with the pro version too. So what this means is whenever you have a new listing, the system will automatically put a post out for you. Whenever that listing changes status, so if that listing goes to price reduced or under contract or sold here, back to market, you can have the system just automatically send out posts as it updates in the MLS. It will send a post out already. Okay, so that's the pro version. If you're interested in that, you'll just click here and you'll be prompted to upgrade. Now with the pro version add-on here, like I mentioned, this is the auto post with listing status changes. So the system will automatically send this post out whenever you have a new listing. You can change the verbiage, of course, here too. We provide it for you. Whenever the listing goes to price reduced, it'll send out another post for you here, and so on and so on. And you can determine, like, let's say you don't want the post to go out when it's under contract, just for example. You can toggle these on or off for if you don't want it to go out for certain statuses. So that's the pro version. That's $19 a month, and there's what else is included with the pro version? The pro version has the auto posts. It also has like a social feed block. So let me see if I have an example of what that looks like. Are you guys hearing me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I have two screens open and my other screen just went blank, so it's freaked me out a bit. Thank you. So the pro version also includes a social feed block onto your website. So it will automatically put all of your social media posts onto your website too, just like as a feed. The pro version is new, and there's constantly going to be new features that are going to be added to the pro version. So be on the lookout for that. I don't have any updates currently, but that is there for you. What questions do we have about social? Oh, I'm not done. Sorry, there's more. Blogs, if you have a blog running on your site. So next week, we're going to go over website training and how you can get a blog going on your site. And you can use those blogs and promote the blogs on social media from here. You can promote landing pages. We're going to look at landing pages in just a second, but you can create a single landing page for any part of your site, and you can use that for marketing purposes. So for example, if I had a home valuation landing page that I created, I could use that and post it to social media. And you'll notice that the verbiage is going to change based off of that type of landing page. So I clicked on home valuation. So it's saying, what is my home worth? With Michael Green's help, get a free market value estimate of your home's worth for free. And then it gives them a link to your home valuation landing page so that they can register and get their valuation. So same thing here, you can post now or schedule the post out. This is all included too. And then the last option here is a custom post. So it's literally just a blank post here that you can freestyle. Any questions about Social Studio?
No.
Okay. We're moving along. Let's go into landing pages next. We looked at how you can promote a landing page on social media, but to kind of explain what a landing page is, it's a single page of your site that is used for marketing purposes. I'm going to give you a kind of a quicker overview, but I'm always happy to do an advanced landing pages training. If you guys want to get that scheduled, just let I guess Evo know, since he's now taken over. But so you can see here, there's different types of landing pages you can use. So I'm going to click onto this, and you can create a landing page for just a single listing. There's some here for new listings, open house listings, that home valuation page, what's your home worth these days. There's multiple properties with a map, lots here. Let's say you're hosting an event, maybe you're doing an event at the local high school or something, and you want to capture leads from that event. There is a lead registration form here to help with that. There's buyer guide downloads, live tour options, Calendly. If you have your Calendly connected in your integrations, you can create a landing page for booking purposes and building your own landing page here. So lots of good templates for you to poke through. The system will automatically create a landing page for your listings as you have new listings. As long as you have this toggled on in your settings drop down here, the system will automatically create a listing landing page for you. So check on your settings there, see if that's on. So for example, listing landing page for a single property. I'll show you what that looks like. I think I actually already showed you guys this. So just details about the property, right? If I was doing an event and I wanted to promote this listing, I could create this form. Now you can post this to social media. This is just another way to do it, like we looked at in the Social Studio. Use this button instead. Or if you need to delete it, you can, or copy it. To edit the listing, just click here. And you'll be able to edit the blocks and settings and style. If you are interested in more details about this, we can have another training. We just don't have enough time to cover all this today. But something I did want to show you guys, you do have the ability to create a QR code for any page of your site. So for example, I'm going to click up here and I'll generate a QR code for this page by pressing this. And you got a QR code. So this QR code, you can use it on postcards. That's where I see it a lot. Postcards. And when the leads scan this QR code, it's going to take them to your site, your page. Yep, so QR codes, you can use it on postcards, front yard signage, business cards, put it as a car decal in your window in your car and drives traffic to the main page of your website, maybe. So many ways to use QR codes. Sky's the limit with that. Use it for whatever you need, but that's how you'll do that. Just click on the little arrows and press QR code. We'll have website training next week, so we'll talk about this again next week too. There is an overview section here too, so you can see how many views your page has got, how many visitors. So you can get a good idea of how well that landing page did for your marketing purposes. Questions about landing pages?
No, that's
No.
pretty simple.
Cool. Yeah, we can
So,
go.
are the open house forms similar to the landing pages? Because like when I do open house, sorry, I'm yawning. When I do open houses, I normally use the open house forms, but could you just, because a lot of times the open house forms are not, at least as far as I know, I can't really customize them. And it asks a bunch of questions. Could I just make a landing page instead and use that?
Let's see. So with the open house forms, it prompts them to register right then and there. So I would use the actual open house forms when you're hosting an open house, but you can use landing pages to drive traffic like on social media posts instead. So specifically for open house forms, I would use the forms.
Open house app?
Thank you. My brain is fried. I'm actually going to talk about that next here. So open house forms, the form, of course, when you're hosting an open house, you want to collect your leads, and rather than writing things down like the old school way, this is the digital way to do it, right? So before you host an open house, you're going to create the form. It just takes a couple seconds. You've tried it, Evo, before? Sounds like.
Yeah, it takes like 2 seconds. I use it for everything because I bring an iPad when I do my open houses, so I just literally sit my iPad there and have them sign in on the iPad using the open house form.
Perfect. I would definitely do it that way. Yep. So to create the form, 2 seconds here, just add new. You're going to enter the address or select your listing up top. I'm just going to type in an address. Oh, that's ugly. But you get it. You'll type in the address. It's going to pull up a photo from the MLS that you can use for your form. And you'll select the questionnaire. And I'll talk more about that in just a second too, about your questions. But you can send a welcome email and a welcome text to the leads as they register. I would leave these checked because, of course, you want your leads to be able to connect with you and have your contact details. So leave these checked. And that's really it. You'll just press save. So then when you're ready to host your open house, you're going to pull it up on your phone or your iPad or your desktop here, pull it up. And like he was saying, he pulls up his iPad and he has the leads as they come in. They're going to scan this QR code and they're going to register as a new lead. They're going to fill in their name, email, phone number, these questions here. Some are required, some are not. But when they hit submit, that new lead comes into the platform, into your new leads database. Right, so you can have them scan the QR code, or if for some reason they couldn't get the QR code to scan, just a hypothetical situation, but you can have them just click there and fill in the form this way instead. The QR code is nice though, because it's touchless. You know, they don't have to touch any of your screens. They can just do it all on their side when they scan the code. Okay,
so is there a way to like on that like questionnaire where all those, is there a way to just like shorten that questionnaire where it's only like 3 questions?
Yes, well,
because I'm like, I just want their name, their phone number, their email, and that's pretty much it. Like,
Mhm.
Most of the time they look at that questionnaire and they're like, man, that's a lot of questions. I don't want to fill all that out.
I totally hear you. So questionnaires are actually set on a team owner admin level. So
Okay.
yeah, reach out to Michael, and
That's
yeah, what he can do is set up several different questionnaires for you guys to choose from. So he'll just click here and he'll add a new questionnaire, and he can customize this. So he can put just a few questions, require them, or make them optional. He'll be able to put all the questions here.
perfect.
Mhm. All right, yeah, just let him know what questions you want. He can add that real quick for you guys.
I can actually get in there and do it. So I'll just,
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. Yep, and you can have multiple different questionnaires as you create the form. It'll allow you to select which questionnaire you want to use.
perfect. Perfect.
Yep, good question there. And so when those leads register, I'm sure you're going to want to find them later on so that you can, connect with them. So the way you're going to find them when, your event's over, you'll come to your lead database. I have all these tabs open. Okay, so your leads are going to come in, and they're going to have, under source, they're going to have open house recorded. So you can easily find them later by running that open house filter. Find all of those from the open house. And to get more specific here, you're going to use the home's address to search for the tag. So we're going to tag it with the home's address when they register too. So all of those leads that came in from that event, I have an example here of some leads that came in from this address. What is happening? Okay, so these 3 leads came in from that event. I can click on the leads here. You'll notice that the source will say open house. The tag will say the home's address there. Then I can call, text, or email them. I could even from this screen do a mass email, mass text to all of them. And to go a step further, just to kind of tie everything together from our last training, you could even set up a smart plan. I'm going to go to settings here. And smart plan, if you missed the last training, definitely go back and watch that one. But you can create a smart plan that will trigger with those with that tag of the home's address. So if I wanted to do a whole long-term email text drip campaign and engage those leads over time, I could find them here using those sources and tags. Open house with the tag's address, press save, and then start that email and text campaign from here. Just kind of tying everything together.
That way you're sitting at the open house.
Mhm.
All right, any questions about the open house forms?
Nope.
Cool. Text codes. So text codes, these are the codes I think we already looked at. The codes where you could create like text hello to this number and get this auto reply message back here. Now with text codes, you do have to have a call package with us with a personal virtual number. We have to provide you with your personal virtual number in order for this to work. So with the call package, I definitely recommend everyone having a call package just so that you can call out of Chime without having to do like manually logging your calls and stuff like that.
So I have a question on that. So like it gives, that's what I'm kind of confused. So like when we go, like I can text people from Chime and it gives me a number. Like, so if it already has like a virtual number like that to text somebody, does that, or does our package, I don't know if like what the brokerage paid for already include like a virtual number for texting or something like that? And we just don't have the call one? Because like we can still text people through there.
Yep, great question. You guys all have a text package with us. It's limited to 200 a day. And let me kind of explain this because it is really confusing. So you all have a shared company number, and that's how you guys are texting right now. You guys are all using the same shared company number.
Okay.
Now, what I was recommending is that you actually get your own personal virtual number.
I see. So
Yes.
everybody that's texting somebody, they're getting a text message from that same number.
Yep. But
Okay, I
what
see.
happens is the communications get routed to you as long as you're the assigned agent in the profile. Anytime that lead responds back to that number,
I
that
see.
message gets sent to you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that's just for text. You're not able to use that number for calling purposes.
Yeah.
So the advantages of having your own personal virtual number, which mine's already selected here, you would see the button here. But advantages with that is that you're not sharing that shared company number. You're not using your cell phone number to call, but a million leads all the time. You have like a personal office line, basically a virtual office line for yourself. And then also, like if you're making calls out of the system using your cell phone, you're not able to listen to your calls back. The calls aren't recorded in the leads profile. The system doesn't know that you've called if you're using your cell phone number, right? So
Yeah, you just have to manually log it then.
exactly, it creates more work for you. So I do recommend everyone just getting that personal virtual number. And also for like smart plans, if you're using the system to call using that personal virtual number, then those smart plans know to stop sending out those text and email drip campaigns. So there's a lot of advantages for using the personal virtual number. I kind of talk about it more in our app training too. But yeah, just to answer your question, the reason why you're able to text now is because you're using that shared company number.
Okay.
Super confusing. Let me know if you have any. Does anybody have any more questions about that?
No, that makes sense. I wasn't sure because I'm like, I think we have, because I'm like, I'm able to text. I'm like, so that's
Yeah.
just for the calling. So if you want, because I honestly like calling people from my cell phone because I'd rather people have my cell phone number.
Okay.
I just like the text message one because I can send out max text messages through Chime.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm like, I'd rather people have my cell phone number. I don't want it to call my virtual number. I was like, I've had my same phone number for the last like 15 years. I'm just gonna just use that. Everyone already has it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get the utility of it if you do like calling through there and stuff like that. You don't have to log in and stuff like that, which is annoying.
Exactly. Yeah. And I know some agents only like to give their personal cell phone number once they get like further along in the buying or selling process, not just for qualifying. So totally up to you and your preference, of course. And that's why it is an add-on for those that do want it, and it's not actually included in the platform. It affects the costs. But one of the things that we were looking at right now, the text codes, these will only work. I know you guys all have a shared company number text package, but these will only work if you have your personal virtual number set up.
I see.
Mm-hmm. What's the other thing I was going to say with personal virtual numbers? Oh, I just lost my thought. Oh my gosh, I lost my thought. But we'll talk about it more in our, I think, our final training too. Cool. So text codes, you can tie it to an address if you want, or you don't have to, but I do see these used for front yard signage. QR codes are another option for you, and those you don't need a personal virtual number for. So maybe use QR codes instead if you don't have this set up. But you can see how many captured leads you got with that code. You can delete and edit codes here too. Okay, so last thing I'll show you today is the CMAs. So everything I've showed you today is included in your platform with the exception of needing, unless you have, or if you don't have a personal virtual number, then this won't work for you. Everything else is already included, right? CMAs is an add-on. So I just want to clarify that. You do have 4 CMAs included that you can use right now, but anything more than the 4 is $19 a month, and it's unlimited CMAs. So if you don't have a CMA system, I definitely recommend having them because it's going to show your leads. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with CMAs, but it's going to show your leads that you're a knowledgeable agent. You have all the numbers and you can evaluate the market better, right? And give them details. So there's a few ways that you can use CMAs. You have your seller CMAs, buyer CMAs, and present yourself CMAs here. And like I said, you have 4 included. So use those. If you want more, buy them. Now, the CMAs, just so you can see what they look like. I'll show you one that's completed. This is a buyer CMA. I'm just going to scroll through quickly, but it's a nice little format here. It gives you an agent resume about the company. It's really similar to Cloud CMA if anybody is using that. But listing maps, side-by-side comps. This is a completed CMA, but as you're editing or creating the CMA, you can edit each of these pages as you see fit. And then just to quickly scroll down, the last step of the CMA is going to ask the client what they would like to do. If they want to make an offer, whatever they want here, as long as they press submit, you'll get notified of what they would like to do next. Also, if you have your settings turned on for notifications, you can be notified when they read your CMA. So when they open it up, you'll get an email, text, or push. So check your settings there if you're using CMAs. That was a buyer CMA. The seller CMA looks really similar. And as you create the CMA, you can edit it further here. I can do a whole nother training on this too. I just don't want to waste your time with that today. Just let me know. But there is a third option here. It's a new one. It's a present yourself CMA. So essentially this is an agent resume. This one would be cool to put in a welcome email. So as your leads register, they get that welcome email from you. And maybe you can include this PDF or a link to this agent resume and give the lead some more details about yourself. So that one's new. Poke through that, use the 4 you have, add more if you need it. We were all over the place today. The last thing I'll show you is the marketplace. This is full of third-party services that you can poke around in. You got virtual assistant services, virtual tours. These are just third-party services that we offer. So just wanted to make you aware that this is here for you too. If you're interested in Social Studio Pro, we talked about that. You can learn more about that. Or if you want the CMAs, learn more about that from here too. Alrighty, I think that's where we'll stop for today. We're going to have website training next week. I know we looked at a lot of tools today. Of course, you're not going to use all these tools every day, but at least you know what you have access to for now. Any questions before we go today?
Nope, I'm good.
I'm good.
We're good. Yeah, not really.
No? Okay. Well, hopefully you learned something new. For next steps, use your listing discoveries tab and use their buyer matching column. Send some text messages with listings to your leads. Create a social media post. Poke through the design center. If you don't have your dialer set up, definitely recommend getting that set up. Here's some instructions if you need help with the dialer. Oops, I accidentally clicked on the video. Lead generation, if you ever need more leads, connect with our team members, our digital marketing analyst team, and discuss options. We just looked at all of these lead generation tools. There's a bunch of resources for you. I'll send this deck over to Evo to send to you guys if you want to poke through it. If you're ever having tech issues, include screenshots to send to support. We send out surveys occasionally, want to make sure you're happy.